Coen Brothers kind of hit or miss for me. I love No Country for Old Men. I hated Hail Caesar. Guess we'll see what we have in store for this one. I'm John Hayeck, and welcome to my movie thoughts. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. So this movie released on Netflix about a month ago or so now. I watched the first half of it when it first came out, then I was like, I'll finish the second half tomorrow, and then I finished the second half earlier this week. And I actually finished the last story earlier today. And this movie is an anthology-style movie. There were rumors it was originally supposed to be a TV series or miniseries or something like that. Basically what this is you have 6 different stories in it, each ranging about 20 minutes long or so, maybe a little bit longer here and there. And it focuses on 6 different storylines. The first one, you have Tim Blake Nelson. He is Buster Scruggs, and he's singing this ballad and everything. Second one, you've got James Franco. He's a bank robber. The third one, you have Liam Neeson. He's kind of this traveling performance stuff. The fourth one, you have this guy searching for gold. The fifth one, you have Zoe Kazan. That was the fifth one. And the sixth one, you have this like kind of ghost story type of thing going on. And all these stories take place in the Old West. It's like 1860s, 1870s, or somewhere around there. And it's all about just what was going on at that time. And it's exploring like a different facet of the Western genre, which I really appreciated. Anthology-style movies don't always work for me. I love Pulp Fiction. It's one of my top 20 favorite movies of all time. I think it's a brilliantly executed movie in the way it all ties together plot-wise and thematically by the end of it. But anthologies are super hard to do. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs does an anthology extremely well. First of all, talking about technicalities, this movie is beautifully shot. I hope it gets nominated for Best Cinematography at the Oscars because every single snowflake falling down you see, every single surface is shot in the most crisp way possible. In addition to Roma, this movie shows that Netflix is not skimping out on budgets. They are letting these directors make the most visually stunning movies they possibly can, and I wish I had seen this movie in the theater. I wish I didn't watch it on my laptop because it would have been great to see this thing in the full glory that it was meant to be seen on, which is the big screen. Moving past that though, this movie flows from story to story in a pretty easy way. What happens is they have this like storybook and they like open page 1 and that's story 1, and then after that you see like them flipping to story 2 and you're like, okay, story 2 is happening now and everything. It isn't just like jarring cutting from scene to scene to scene to scene and like cutting back and forth. It doesn't start with story 1 and then do a scene from story 2 and then story 3 and then cut back to story 1 or anything like that. It's a fluid story. That story is told beginning, middle, and end. It ends. You then move on to story 2, beginning, middle, end. It ends. 3, 4, 5, 6, all individually, which was great because it felt like you were watching a TV series at that point. But I think that this movie has the A-list talent of having the A-list talent to this is what makes it a movie. If it was a TV series, you'd be like, okay, cool, like, you know, maybe some episodes would be longer, some things would do this, or some of the actors maybe aren't necessarily as capable and everything. Having Liam Neeson and James Franco and Tim Blake Nelson and Zoe Kazan and all of the cast that's in this movie be as great as they are was awesome. And I loved seeing that they could give these excellent performances in a movie like this and not necessarily have to commit to being in the entire movie or have their character be weak at any point. It could just be like a 20-minute or 25-minute story of what they're doing, and then they get out, and that's it. It was really fascinating to just explore different facets of the Old West again and see different characters doing that, and see different personalities doing that, and see different performance styles doing that. Like, the James Franco one as, like, a robber I thought was great. The saloon-style face-off with Tim Blake Nelson's character was great. The, like, kind of face-off with the Native Americans in the 5th one I thought was pretty good. And Searching for Gold, obviously. Each of these stories exploring a different aspect of the Old West I thought was super creative, and I thought that they mined, that's kind of funny because mining for gold in the 4th one. Anyway, I thought that it was a very original idea, and I liked that the Coen Brothers executed with such efficiency and with such great talent behind it. I will tell you guys this. My one complaint for this movie is that the 5th and 6th stories aren't, like, as exciting as the first 4, in my opinion, at least. Some people have told me that they didn't like the 3rd one, which is the one with Liam Neeson, but for me, the one with Zoe Kazan and the very last one, which is kind of, like, it's the one where it's, like, cowboys against Native Americans, and then the last one is, like, this kind of ghost story type of thing. Those two did not work as well for me because they were very dialogue-based and they were very focused on, like, multiple characters, whereas the first 4 were very focused on one character or 2 characters, and I liked seeing, like, minimal interplay and just seeing, like, these characters kind of be put into these random situations, how they explore them and what they are about, whereas having multiple characters just kind of, like, drew focus away from some of the more important singular stories that we saw in the first 4. But besides that, guys, Ballad of Buster Scruggs is super well shot, has a really capable cast. I love seeing the different aspects explored of the Old West throughout it. Even though it's on Netflix, I think it's still a super capable movie that I hope gets more Oscar consideration than it's kind of being thrown around for this year. I think this could surprise people when the Oscar nominations come out. I think it could be one of those that sneaks into a bunch of categories because the Oscar voters are big Coen Brothers fans. But guys, let me know all of your thoughts on the Ballad of Buster Scruggs in the comment section down below. You can stream it on Netflix right now, and I hope you do so this holiday season. You guys can also go over to mymoviethoughts.com, follow me on Twitter at John Hayeck, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for tons more posts. I may have plenty of those coming in the next several days for y'all. Links to all three of those are in the description down below. You guys can also like this video, comment on it, share it with some friends. I am John Hayeck, as always. Thank you guys so much for watching.